My name is Bill Kelso. I'm Vice President for Advancement here at the university. I've been employed at Armstrong for over 30 years, but most importantly for me personally is I am alum class of 1988. I bring greetings on behalf of Interim President Jennifer Frum, who could not be here tonight. Dr. Frum fell ill last weekend while out of town, had emergency surgery, and is back in Savannah, but is still recovering from the post-op effects. She sends her sincere regrets that she could not be here with you all to celebrate. But if she were here, she probably would say something like, "It is indeed my honor to be here tonight to celebrate Armstrong's 2017 Hall of Fame inductees." Round of applause, please. All of you know Armstrong has a rich history, thanks in part because of its storied and excellent intercollegiate athletics program. I'm inspired to see so many of our former coaches, student athletes, alumni, and fans in this crowd this evening. What an honor to know that the athletic experience that you had here, some over several decades ago, still inspire you and binds you to each other in this great school. The Armstrong Athletics Hall of Fame began 18 years ago in 1995. This year's Hall of Fame class will bring the total number of inductees to 124 and total number of service citation awards to 22. This evening you will hear many stories, including a few references to our 14 national championships, 107 conference championships, 148 NCAA championship appearances, and 296 All-Americans from over 65 years of Armstrong athletics. That, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing. Personally, I am humbled to be a part of this celebration tonight, and I'm eager to hear those stories of our Hall of Fame inductees and award winners. Again, congratulations to all of you inductees as we begin the ceremony this evening. I would like to introduce now Griff Mills for our invocation. As Griff comes to the podium, Griff and I just finally got to shake hands after many, many years of Griff's departure back in 2001. He was head basketball coach from 1991 to 2001. Griff, thank you for being here tonight.
If you'd bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for just an awesome evening. It's a little sunny or a little rainy outside, but there's a lot of sun, and we're going to have a good time in here tonight. We thank you for all the blessings you've given us as student athletes, as coaches, as community members. We thank you for everything you've done to make us a part of Armstrong State University. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Last moment by the Pirates, literally the last defender, Brian Matarazzo. Now Mitchell looking for Pascotti to Skeff. Skeff in the box. Skeff scores with 12 seconds remaining.
Grounded to short. Over to first, scooping is Repper, and Armstrong State will advance to the NCAA Division II championships in Denver.
My name is Chad Jackson. I was the Director of Sports Communications at Armstrong State, and I'd like to go ahead and get the ceremony started. First, though, I would like to take this opportunity to talk about the Hall of Fame committee. Now, when I came to Armstrong in 1999, one of my first duties was to work with the Hall of Fame committee. The first class was in 1995, and we had several key members of that committee who are here tonight, and I just wanted to have a chance to recognize them. Dr. Eddie Anschbacher, please stand. B.J. Ford, Dr. Donald Anderson, Dr. Michael Laracy, and then, unfortunately, Dr. Roy Sims just left us here recently, but he's represented by his children, Kimberly Norton and Greg Sims. Now, the Hall of Fame had two phases, and when the Hall of Fame came back, I was glad to be involved in that, along with Alan Siegel, who's one of our other honorees tonight, in getting that committee started again. And so I'd like to recognize those committee members as well. Please stand. Dr. Laracy, Dr. Anderson, Tommy Cannon, Sophie Golopenska, Elwood, and Dr. Kristen Burton. On a personal note, I just like to thank all of the members of the Hall of Fame committee for really making my job easy. Every year, the Hall of Fame banquet is one of my favorite moments as an Armstrong State employee, and I'm happy to be here again tonight. Now, tonight's ceremony, as you can tell, we've got a lot of people here. We have 45 honorees, and so here's how the ceremony is going to work from now on. Got them broken up into groups. So we've got 5 different groups we're going to introduce you to. We're going to have the Service Citation Award winners and administration honorees. Then we're going to have the head coaches. And then we're going to have groups of student athletes broken up chronologically. And we have one speaker that's going to speak about each of those groups. But first, we're going to have a video introduction for all those groups as well. So without further ado, let's meet the Service Citation Award honorees.
Those are our honorees. So how this is going to work, please. Yeah, another round of applause. How this is going to work. Is as I call your name, if you'll simply come to the stage, you're going to step on the stage, and a very warm and reputable young man is going to hand you your plaque. There's going to be a picture taken, and then you'll simply exit down. As Chad had mentioned, there'll be one person from each section and each era who will be giving remarks, and then we'll go to the next group. So with that, I would like to invite Jennifer Rushton and Don Anderson to the stage. Jennifer, please, has served for Armstrong as Associate Athletic Director for Compliance and Student Athlete Services for Pirate Athletics for the past 5 years. She also served as a tournament director for several different regional events, including men's tennis, women's golf, men's and women's golf, women's soccer, and softball, and has been a friend to our student athletes for many, many years. Don Anderson, who needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce you anyways, Don. was inducted for a service citation in 1996. Don's relationship with Armstrong spans over 5.5 decades. I told Don I wasn't going to do that, but I just did. Don, I was 3 when you came to Armstrong. But his love and passion for intercollegiate athletics and service to our students and our student athletes epitomizes the concept of servant leadership. And so Don truly has given his time, treasure, and talent to Armstrong, to our students, and to Pirate Athletics. Please welcome both of them as they help us out. So Jennifer is up here to keep Don organized. Don, all you have to do is stand over there in front of the curtain and hand them out. So please come forward as I call your name. Lynn Roberts. Chad Jackson. Will Lynch. For those of you student athletes who were with me and others in the 80s, John Brewer served in this capacity, but Dr. Lynch has been the faculty athletic representative for many, many years. Dr. Linda Blyken and Carl Blyken, please come to the stage. And boss, I need you, Dr. Blyken, boss, I need you to come down to my right. Dr. Blyken, if you'll come down here to my right. Dr. Blyken will be bringing remarks in just a minute on behalf of Service Citation Administration. And last, yes, Carl, you can sit down. Good job. Thank you. Last is Lisa Sweeney. We got it. And Lisa will be bringing remarks after Dr. Blyken. Dr. Blyken, the microphone is yours.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. I don't know how I got picked to do this, but I'm really happy that I did because I get to say great things about the people who won the Service Citation Award this evening. You know, service indicates that somebody did something. They were a mentor, they were a coach, they provided support. And so just a few words about those stellar people that you saw. Some of them you know better than others. Lynn Roberts has actually been here at Armstrong for 35 years. Yeah, that definitely deserves a round of applause. She's been here as a student, athlete, as a coach, and an administrator. And actually, Lynn was very instrumental in beginning Armstrong's Student Athletic Advisory Committee. And so she continues to give back to the school that originally gave to her. Will Lynch, he isn't just a professor of chemistry, but he is the person who very often intercedes for student athletes. with faculty and with staff. And so those of you who have had the experience of having Will intercede for you, you know how well he does that. Chad Jackson, I call him the eloquent oracle. He is the one who always knows what to say and when to say it about student athletes, and he has made every one of you look great over the years. And so, Chad, what a wonderful, wonderful thing. Almost 20 years of writing the stories for every sport at Armstrong. Carl Blyken spent countless hours. Many of you have seen him not only at your contest, but also at your practices. And so, you know, this just kind of gives you an idea. These are people who very much care, very much provide service to student athletes. But if you asked them about this award this evening, they would all say, I'm sure, that it's not about what they gave, but it's about what they received. Because speaking for all of them, and I am taking a leap here, but speaking for all of us, I would say that what we received is, over the years, just an immense amount of satisfaction from becoming a part of your families in a big way. Student athletes are away from home, whether they're away from a home that is around the corner or around the world. And so very often, we were the ones who got to not only see all of you perform so beautifully, but we were the ones who heard your stories. We were the ones who had the opportunity to cheer with you when things went well, and to give you a hug when things didn't go so well. And so what a wonderful honor it has been. It's been a joy and a privilege to work with our student athletes over the years, but I just want to say it's also been a joy and a privilege for me to work with our coaches who are going to be receiving awards this evening, and also our administrators. You invited us, all of us, into the Pirate family, and we will never forget it. And I, for one, will tell you, I will always be a Pirate. It's also been my extreme honor and privilege to work with the best athletic director that I have ever met, Lisa Sweeney. I had the great opportunity to hire Lisa, I think back in 2011. That would be right. That would be right. And what you need to know if you haven't had the chance to ever work with Lisa directly is that as tough as she is on student athletes and coaches, that's how tough she is on herself. So every day, as great coaches do, she not only encouraged all of us to do our best, but she made sure that she was the role model that showed us how to do it. And so it's my privilege at this point to present to you Lisa Sweeney.
Good evening. It is so good to see everybody here in this room tonight. I think, as you can tell, we're busting at the seams a little bit, but I think that just goes to show how special of a place this is for each and every one of us in here in this room tonight. And I appreciate that you could all join us. I do need to acknowledge a few people real quick this evening because this event could not have happened without their help. One is Becky Smith, who unfortunately could not be here with us tonight. Cheryl Susevich, who is here tonight with us, along with their student workers. They helped make this thing happen, and they pulled it together. And I'd like all of us to thank them in our small way for helping out tonight. Thank you. I also just want to take a quick second, as the last sitting athletic director at this institution, I wanted to take a minute to let each of you know what special student athletes we had in that last semester here competing and representing Armstrong State University. As you can imagine, it was a very stressful time for all of us, but the rug was literally pulled out from underneath our student athletes. They had really tough life decisions to make in a very short period of time, and they did so with grace and manner and thoughtful decision making. A lot of them decided to stay and finish their education here. Many of them decided to transfer and finish their careers and their education at other institutions. But whatever their decision, they did what was best for them, and I couldn't have been more proud of how they handled all of this in the face of adversity. We talked about that before. Every single year was the adversity we were all going to face, and how were you going to handle it? And they were top-notch all the way. And I think it's important because in the true Pirate way, they handled that in a first-class manner that all of us in this room should be very proud of. And I thought it was important tonight to let you all know that, especially since many of them are in this room going to be recognized later this evening. I was very fortunate in my time here at Armstrong to work with some truly exceptional people. Coaches who I am proud to join the Hall of Fame with tonight, like Butler, Condon, Earnshaw, Faulkner, and Roberts. Administrators that always put student athletes first and always went the extra mile. We were successful because of their commitment to these student athletes and to this institution. I need to say a thank you to a few people near and dear to my heart. The many women who have paved the way for me, pioneers like Jane Meyer, Joan Bond, and our own B.J. Ford. Women that started programs and fought for the right for young women to play, even when it wasn't the popular thing to do. I am here today and have endless opportunities because of what these women have done, so thank you. Mentors like Tim Selgo and Linda Blyken, who I am fortunate to call my friends, thank you. To my parents, who have given their unwavering support throughout my career, even when I went to my dad many years ago, told him about the opportunity I had to go back to my alma mater to get my foot in the door. I told him I was going to take a 50% pay cut. He didn't flinch much. I think he thought I was a little crazy. But to his credit, he told me to follow my heart, and I did, Dad. I think it's turned out pretty well, and I love you both. To my best friend who surprised me tonight, Louise. We've been through a lot. Started our careers together. You've been my sounding board. You've been my voice of reason on occasion, and my unending support. I appreciate you being here tonight and always. Thank you. To my wife, Jill, who has been my rock, has moved multiple times, has changed her career, and yet still seems to enjoy this crazy ride we're on together. Thank you just isn't enough. And finally, to the student athletes, the reason we all get into this profession is to try to affect the lives of young people. Many of my student athletes that I have seen compete over the years here at Armstrong are going into the Hall of Fame tonight, and I am privileged to join it with them. I hope that I have had the opportunity to touch your lives in a small way, because you have all made me a better person and a better administrator. I have gotten so much more from you than I could ever hope to return. Just know that each and every one of you have been and always will be the why. Congratulations to my fellow inductees. I am honored to be going into the Hall of Fame with each and every one of you. And always remember, once a pirate, always a pirate.
So those were our 85 to 2008 student athletes. However, and Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a group before that that we need to do first. You want me to kind of tell a joke, or you want me to do the student athletes first, or the coaches? Okay, so we will we'll come back to the coaches in just a minute. So let's do the student athletes during the era of 1985 to 2008. Chavez, that was a great picture. Not in attendance tonight. I played tennis. Paul Harhos. Also not in attendance tonight is Remco Jansen. He is here. Roman Mitowski. Roman? Look good, Roman. Also here tonight, Tony Kunka. Tony? Next, David Harriman. David. There's David. Rindy Vidovich. Paul Bishop, who is not in attendance tonight, but played men's tennis. Give Paul a round of applause, please. Eric Chavez, who will also bring closing remarks for the group. Eric.
All right. I don't know how I got roped into this, but I got stuck doing it. First, I would like to thank Armstrong State University, the staff, the coaches, the instructors, the professors. Dr. Anderson was here when I was here 25 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago, 25. He's been here that long. Special thanks to Lisa, Becky. I know I've been on the phone a few times with them. They've been really busy, calling me back late. I told them I'm in New Mexico, and they're in Georgia. Anyway, I don't know what's more nervous. I played against Roger Clemens, and I'm facing all you people, and I'd rather face Roger at the time. He struck me out twice, but I did foul the ball off him twice. So I'm pretty happy for that. I get to talk about, they told me I had a few minutes. It's not fun getting older, I guess. For all you young athletes, you're going to do this too. I can never say this guy's name right. Paul Harhus? Is that right? Harhus. I knew I was going to butcher it, but he's not here. He's out of the country. I just want to say something about him. He was men's tennis, 1985, 1986, six-time Grand Slam men's doubles champion, and former #1 ranked doubles player in the world. That tells you how good this guy was. Well, he is a Hall of Famer. Next guy is Remco Janssen. Men's tennis, 85 through 87. He is also out of the country. Three-time All-Big South Conference honoree. 1987 Big South Conference Player of the Year. So that's another excellent athlete that is not with us tonight. I'm going to talk about a ball player now. Tony Kunka. Did I say it right, Tony? Kinda? All right, that's better. I'm 1 for 2. DH pitcher, third-team All-American. Not only was he a great pitcher, he was a great hitter. He was left-handed, I believe. He pulled double duty for the Pirates. That's pretty tough to do. For any of you baseball guys, you know that's tough. Anyway, this guy lives near Fargo, North Dakota. Does that tell you anything? Talk about cold. I spoke with him on the phone a few times, and I was like, wow, a different climate. I'm in the 80s, and he's in the 20s. He coaches high school hockey and still puts on the skates. So what does that tell you? I have trouble putting on my shoes, and he's putting on skates. Anyway, glad to have you. He still mixes it up with his student athletes. Congratulations, Tony, you're deserving. And it's awesome to be a part of this with you. Now this guy, he was a teammate of mine. We played together. He messed my hair up as he walked up here and got his plaque. Roman Mistowski, baseball 1991 to 92. First baseman, character. Roman. I got some stories, but I cannot share them with you tonight. We need a different crowd. What can I say? This guy was a first-team All-American. This guy could flat out hit, holding several batting records at ASU. A lot of people didn't know, but he could flat out run. I believe he had 30-something stolen bases. I'm not sure. I'd have to get with Coach Roberts because he's the stat guy. He was a big guy, but he was swiping bases left and right. Not only is a good friend, it's a pleasure to be on the same field with him. And congratulations, Roman, on your Hall of Fame, buddy. Before I continue on some of this, I just want to let you know, all these athletes wanted to tell me to let you know to thank the coaches, their brothers, sisters, and their parents. I didn't want to forget that. So I'm telling you now before I do forget it. They were especially thankful for the support that their family has given them, and they're glad they're here, and they played the game for them and themselves as well. All right. I got another baseball player. This guy was a real stud. David Harriman. Did I say that correct, David? Where are you? Oh, there he is. Met him tonight. 2001, 02, which is not as far back as the early 90s, but he was a 13-round selection of the Oakland Athletics. Is that correct? 17th? Hey, I made you better. That's all. I'm good at that. So he was an excellent catcher. He was an academic All-American, so he was a true student athlete. He had one of the longest hitting streaks, 41 game Dave, is that correct? And I guess it was just recently broken. Give him a round of applause. That's a task in itself. Congratulations, David. I'm proud to be associated with you and be a part of this. All right. Next guy, well, not guy, sorry, is, oh, there you go, Rindy Vidovich. Did I say it right? Got it. 2 out of 3. She was volleyball, 2004, 2008. West Coast girl. California, I believe. I'm from the Arizona, New Mexico area, so I know what it's like. It's different for us over here. The weather, the humidity, the rain, the moss on the trees, that's different. She was a team captain, Peach Belt Player of the Year, 2008. That's the only time they ever advanced to the Elite Eight. And from what I hear, she was truly phenomenal and could play anywhere on the court. Rindy, that's awesome in itself. I believe she's a tall gal. You guys saw her earlier. I spoke with her brother out here and asked her what he thought, and he was like, he didn't know what to say, really. I kind of shocked him, I guess. But he said that she was proud of what she's accomplished, to thank her parents, her brother, and everyone, and you've came a long ways, and it's different playing that far from home. And congratulations on your honor. That's awesome. All right, next guy I got Paul Bishop, men's tennis 2006 to 09, team captain for 2 years. He's not here today, so we're just making him look good. Nationally ranked in doubles and singles. 2008, captured national title in Houston, and he was the team captain. So Paul was fairly, if anybody's played tennis, that's a pretty difficult sport. So he was fairly good. So congratulations, Paul, on your induction. And the next guy I got is Rafael Array. Where is that gentleman? He's from Spain. So I could talk Spanish to you, and you'd be the only one to understand me. This guy was men's tennis 2008 to 2011. He was on the freshman 2008 title team. Wow, so he won the national title as a freshman. Okay, folks, in 2009, he was the deciding match point to win it for them in 2009. That's awesome, Rafael. I have it here you were the leader of all-time wins. Congratulations. I'm proud to be a part of your group. That's awesome. I wish you best in all you do, and that's great. I'm glad you're here to accept this honor. Good job. All right, I got to wrap this up, I guess. I've been talking for quite a while, even though I didn't want to do this. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. I just want to tell you I thank my folks, my mother, my father, the support they've given me all my life. I got a special shout out to my dad. He couldn't be here today due to health issues, but I bought my aunts, uncles, I brought an entourage. They followed me, I didn't bring them. Okay? I'm truly blessed to be associated with you people. You guys make Armstrong great. I'm happy to be here. My wife, I thank her for the opportunity. I'm thankful for my wife, kids, the family I got over there. It's special. I don't want to get choked up now, but I'm stronger than that. And thank all you beautiful people. A little bit about myself. I was a 2-time All-American here. I played professionally 8 years with the Orioles at several levels, and the Pirates. I was a hitting instructor. Like I said earlier, Clemens got me. I'll never forget that. I owe him. But special thanks to Calvin, Coach Roberts, Coach Culberson. You guys set the way. Mitchner, Squibb. You guys know who I'm talking about. They're baseball guys. You guys paved the way. I'm proud to be a part of this organization, proud to be a Pirate. You guys made us what we are today. class act, and I'm really excited for the inductees to be around so many talented people and so forth. And I thank you guys for giving me this opportunity.
I'm going to back up just a minute. I did not call up somebody that Eric talked about, and so Rafael Ray, where are you? Stand up. Come on up here, man. Just make sure you smile. (2009, 2012). Good job, Raphael. Next group of student athletes will be 2009 to 2012. A round of applause. Daldo Bonet, please come forward and get your plaque. Brittany Wolf, volleyball. Morgan Mitchell, soccer. Najuma Scaff, soccer. April Jowers, softball. She could not join us tonight, but please give her a round of applause. Jessica Santinello. Jessica. Shelby Duff Snooks, softball. And finally, Courtney Cawley, who will also bring remarks. Soccer.
I'm totally fine. Good evening. I run a soccer program for children 2.5 to 10 years old. And so my goal for tonight was to pretend like you were all my students. But now that I am here, everyone's actually quiet while I'm talking, listening. And I was going to say no one's wearing diapers, but there's one over there. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Dr. Blyken, Lisa Sweeney, the athletic department, and the Armstrong Hall of Fame of Committee for this recognition. I am deeply honored to be accepting this on behalf of my fellow inductees. Congratulations to you all. Your determination, discipline, dedication, and talent did not go unnoticed while you were here. And I do consider myself lucky to be sharing this moment with all of you. But tonight is not about us, it's about those unmentioned, those that are unmentioned, those that deserve to be sharing the stage with us, the supporting cast to this night. Tonight is also for the ones that felt the losses just as hard as we did, that rejoiced in the wins just as much as we did, those that logged just as many miles on this journey as we did, and for me, my biggest supporters. So thank you, parents. Literally, without you, none of this would have been possible. This is also for the ones that gave us a chance. I was playing soccer at Utah State, and after my freshman year, I decided that I was going to quit. I'd been playing soccer for quite some time, and I wanted to figure out what else life had to offer. I call my sister, and I tell her about my decision, and immediately she tells me, if you quit, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Displeased with her response, I go to another sibling, and thankfully I'm one of 7, so one of them was bound to side with me. But he said the same thing, and being 0 for 2 and somewhat prideful, I decided to not try for 0 for 3, and that quitting was not in my best interest. It's the spring of 2010 at this point, and I'm wanting to play in the fall. Of course, I start freaking out a little bit. Who is going to want me so late? I knew a couple of girls that played soccer at Armstrong, and I'd known Coach Eric from playing soccer in Savannah growing up. But they had a great team. It was late, and Coach Eric knew me from when I was in high school, and I was known to be a bit of a hothead. What were the odds that he was going to want me? Thankfully, the odds were in my favor that summer, and Coach Eric gave me the opportunity to be a part of the Pirate family. He was more than a coach. He's one of the greatest people that I know. He changed my life forever, and because of him, I am standing here in front of you all tonight. So thank you, and thank you to all of the coaches that gave us all a chance. That my friends are crying over there. That gave us all a chance and believed in us. And finally, tonight is about the ones that fought next to us. there's a story that explains my teammates and our team so well. We were in the Peach Belt Tournament Finals against Columbus State, one of our rivals. And we didn't do so hot the year before, so this year was our time to redeem ourselves. Come to find out, in the second half, our keeper had gone down, and she stayed in the game, but she had torn every single thing that you could possibly think of in your knee, so she wasn't able to move very well. There's 30 seconds left in the game, and we have a 3v1 counterattack against us. And our one person in the back is a freshman, Brianne Matarazzo, and this was her first time. In the Peach Belt Finals, mind you, our keeper in the back can't move at all. Somehow, Bree clears the ball over to Morgan Mitchell. Morgan Mitchell gets it. I'm not saying this quite as well as Chad does on the video. You can look on YouTube for that. But Morgan gets it to Skeffy, and with 12 seconds left in the game, Skeffy scores. This moment wasn't in our favor. Yes. This moment wasn't in our favor, having a 3v1 counterattack. It wasn't easy having Megan in the goal that couldn't move at all, but it was magical, and that's what my teammates were. We were passionate no matter how much time was ever left, and we always fought until the end, and we fought for something bigger than ourselves individually. We fought for our coach. We fought for each other, and it was more than a team. We were a family and still are. In fact, we have a group chat with us seniors to this day. So thank you, teammates. I know I'm not alone in saying this honor would not be possible without all of you. I believe in both sports and life. Excellence happens when one recognizes opportunity and pursues them with a passion. My time here at Armstrong was spent cultivating a passion and a desire that is carried out in every area of my life to this day. So thank you, Armstrong, for creating that environment for that to happen. Once again, I am very honored to be up here, and I thank you all for sharing this night with us. Congratulations to all of the inductees, and like Lisa said, once a pirate, always a pirate.
Student athletes 2013-2014, when I call your name, please come forward. Kristen Samarco, women's golf. Alexandra Filiposki, please come forward. Women's tennis. Barbara Kritikova, please come forward. Women's tennis. Georgy Rumanov, men's tennis. Please come forward. Shad Tootin, men's golf. Ethan Bader, men's baseball. There's a stretch. I'll get into it. And finally, Jenna Birch-Wiley, who will also bring greetings. Women's soccer.
Hey guys, to say I'm a little nervous is probably a big understatement, so let's give this a go. So tonight I'm very honored and privileged to have been chosen to speak on behalf of the very fine athletes that were part of my years at Armstrong. When Lisa asked me if I would make the speech on behalf of them, I knew I was going to say yes before I even responded, so it really wasn't a question. Personally, I knew everybody who was part of this group. So to do this, it's really talking about family rather than other athletes within one athletic department. Before we start thanking people, which is the way that I wanted this speech to go, as Courtney already mentioned, there's a lot of people behind what makes a great student athlete. I do want to highlight that within this group of athletes, we do have 3 national championships, 11 NCAA appearances, 8 conference championships, 20 All-Americans, 6 Peach Belt Players of the Years, and 285 wins. And just to throw it out there, that is not including the academic honors that we were all fortunate to get. These accomplishments are something that could not have been achieved without hard work, dedication, perseverance, and sacrifice. But above all, it was only possible with the love and support from the many people in our lives. So here goes my thank yous. To our parents, because this is on behalf of us all, to our parents, our family, our significant others, we apologize now for the events that we missed, to the arguments we started, the excuses we tried to give. Yes, we were very stubborn, and we believed that what we were going through as college student athletes was something that only we could understand. But looking back now, we can say that we recognize you felt our pain, our triumphs, our achievements, and our disappointments as much as we did on a daily basis. To our Armstrong administrators, thank you for the support you showed us. Knowing that people other than our coaches and our family cared about our career as student athletes meant what we were doing, it meant a lot more, and it pushed us through the tough times. In return, Lisa and Jennifer, I hope we were the athletes that stayed out of your offices and never gave you any problems. Playing on the golf team, as Shad and Kristen can back me up, it was very difficult for us to ever be playing close to home. We were in many different states and could be in many miles away. So to see our administrators on the golf course supporting us was something that was a big thing to us, and you will never understand how great it felt. I do have to give a special shout out to Chad. Even though I hated seeing that camera of yours, and he can back me up on this, seeing your hat in the distance always put a smile on my face no matter how bad I was playing. To our teammates, and this is where the fun begins. During our years at Armstrong, you were our teammates, our best friends, our sympathizers, our gossip buddies. Now I can finally admit you was also our drinking buddies. And you was everything else in between. As Kristen, as my best friend, we can also say we were rivals, we were competitors, and at some point we were enemies. You stuck through us through the highs and lows, and what we went through together. Personally, I think we can all admit we was never late to workouts, because we definitely didn't want anyone else to go through them on their own. And after being a witness to many of Coach Earnshaw's workouts, I'm glad I was never late to one of them. And finally, last but no means least, the important people, to our coaches. Joe Roberts, Simon Earnshaw, Michael Butler, and Calvin Culberson. You guys gave us this opportunity, and for that we will always, always be grateful. You saw us as the teeny, arrogant high schoolers that we were, and believed that we could achieve something, and on top of that, be an asset to your programs. Our dedication and commitment was merely as trying to repay you for the chance you gave. But here's a little bit of a truth. Our relationship, and I'm sorry, Coach Butler, right now, was a continuous cycle. We went from, we like you, we love you, we hate you, we like you, we love you, and once again, we hate you. On top of that, add the other cycle of college sports is the best thing ever. I want to quit. Oh, I love it here. And then the ultimate, I really want to transfer. And that's without you even knowing what we were saying behind your back in the dorm rooms. To the tears, smiles, cries, screams, highs, lows, wins and losses, you were there. You had belief when we didn't. You pushed us further than we wanted to go. And you knew what we could achieve before we even showed up in Savannah at Armstrong. You continued to work even when the game, match, or the round was over, and being on the coaching side now, I can definitely guarantee that happens. To the long rides, and if you was on the golf van, they were, yeah, Shad, I see you shaking your head. They were very long rides. To the late nights and early mornings, to the weekends and the summers that we never got, to the friends and memories we will never forget, it was all worth it. Some of our favorite experiences were the 2012 regular season baseball tournament championship, the national championship for the tennis teams in Kentucky, hosting the men's golf regional here in Savannah and making it to the finals, to making the women's golf program and all of our programs that people were actually talking about. This is what we wanted, and through our achievements that you'll see tonight, this is what we achieved. And we achieved these for our coaches, with our coaches, and because of our coaches, it was all possible. So to finish up, this is why we are proud to call ourselves Armstrong Pirates. It is way more than being part of renowned athletic programs or being able to receive an exceptional education. It is more than being able to represent our university at nationals, regionals, or conference championships. So what is it? It is the reputation that we knew we had to withhold for the people before us. It was being surrounded by people who cared, were great influences, and were good people. It was more than being great for ourselves, but it was all about us being as good as we could be for the rest of the pirate family. And that is what this is. Everyone here tonight, and for those that couldn't, this is a family, and we're all grateful to be a part of it. Once again, thank you for this honor, and remember the pirates.
Student-athlete inductees, years 2015 to 2017, please come forward when I call your name. Clara Perez, she is not in attendance tonight. Women's tennis, please give her a round of applause. Alexis Mercer, softball. Alexis. Welcome back. Briggy Barta, women's basketball. Hannah Reppert, softball. Henning Shine, cross country. You did have to come cross country all the way in the back. Should be running. Very good. Jane Traska, softball. Thank you, Jane. Lena Lutsier, women's tennis. Lena? And finally, Peyton Roth, who will also bring closing remarks for this group, softball.
You would think I wouldn't be nervous since I teach high schoolers every day, but I am. It's an honor to stand for you tonight as an inductee into the final class of the Armstrong State University Hall of Fame. I'm truly humbled and blessed to be inducted along with such incredible student athletes, coaches, faculty, and staff members. It's a privilege to speak tonight on behalf of the 8 athletes whose careers soared between 2012 and 2017. As we just mentioned, Alexis Mercer, Hannah Ruppert, Jane Traska, and myself from softball. Claire Perez and Lena Lutsier, sorry, don't speak German, from tennis. Henning Shine from men's cross country, and Rita Barta from women's basketball. I would like to begin by thanking Lisa and the Armstrong Hall of Fame committee for selecting us to be a part of the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't stay under my time cap tonight if I personally thanked everybody who was influential in our careers, who believed in us, pushed us to our limits, and taught us more than our sports. These individuals deserve the greatest appreciation for being a big part of why we are standing here today. However, I would like to thank our families. Thank you for sacrificing all those days, nights, weekends for us to pursue our passion that eventually created to have highly and decorated nationally renowned careers. We would like to individually thank all of our head coaches, from softball, Ted Evans, cross country, Michael Sergi, Simon Earnshaw, and Sean McCaffrey from women's tennis, and Fowler Bullock from women's basketball. When I started thinking about how I was going to describe this era of athletes, 2 words keep coming to mind: dedication and hard work. These 2 words usually are athletic cliches, but this era fully demonstrated both of those words. Sitting in my first team meeting, Lex and Hannah would probably remember this, but our graduate assistant at the time made a comment that stuck with me my whole entire career and something I still preach today to my own teams. She said, "The game knows." The game knows who took that extra 30 minutes after practice to field more balls. The game knows who went to the arena to shoot basketball between classes. The game knows who is at the tennis courts at 8 p.m., which that actually happened, to play a doubles match. And the game knows who went for that extra run. Softball players, we don't really understand why you'd want to go run, Henning, because we run 60 feet and turn left. But the game repaid us, and that's why all 8 of us are standing here today. None of us wanted to be good for ourselves. We wanted to be good for each other, the administrators, our teammates, and our coaches, and ultimately this university. When I was speaking to Lex, she said the last thing we wanted to do was disappoint any of these entities. However, this era of athletes did not disappoint. Between Claire and Lena, they totaled 5 national championships. Both of these athletes left their European homes to come to Savannah because of tennis, because of the high tennis play that we had. For softball, we got the chance to reset the softball standard. We went to the World Series for the first time in 2013 as a program. Since then, they've gone 4 out of the last 5 years. Henning was the first Armstrong runner to qualify for the NCAA National Championships. Burrito was a part of the Sweet 16 team and was on record to score over 1,300 points, which would have broken the school record, but unfortunately had a devastating injury. Burrito said that for the most part, alumni was at every single game, and that was her motivation to play so hard and give it her all because she knew those alumni would do the same if they had the chance to be on the court. To say the least, we had a reputation to withhold, like Jenna said, and that's what drove each of us to be the best we could on game day. While our careers at Armstrong was short, we will be forever impacted by the Armstrong student-athlete experience. When I recently interviewed for my current teaching and coaching position, I said that the game of softball and Armstrong don't owe me anything, but I owe everything to the game of softball and to Armstrong. To quote Hannah, she said, being an Armstrong student-athlete has made us who we are today and got us to where we are today. As a student, Armstrong student-athletes competed in the classroom just as hard as we competed in our respective sports. Yes, Lisa and Jen were thrilled when we won our consecutive Commissioner Cups, and we loved the free t-shirts. But they were much prouder when we won the President's Award, the academic award. If there's one thing our coaches and athletic administrators made sure of, is that we were excelling in the classroom. That is evident tonight as we have multiple professors included in this class of Hall of Fame. Overall, one thing we unanimously agreed upon when I talked to everybody was the positive family climate that surrounded us when we played a part in our success. This athletic department was much more than just an athletic department. We were and still are and for always will be a family. One of mine and Jane's favorite memories while here at Armstrong serve as a perfect example of that family. 2016 was a festival year, which meant multiple sports were in the same city that year, which was Denver, Colorado, for their national championships. That year at Armstrong, we got to send 3 teams, men's and women's tennis and softball. I can tell you that walking into Mile High Stadium with all the other teams, it was pretty proud to stick our chest out and say we have 3 teams walking in here. It wasn't just one. But what was even better was when Jane said you really felt the Armstrong presence. From us going on to cheer on tennis at their matches, and then coming to cheer on us at our games, and then us being there to watch the girls capture their 10th national title. I can honestly tell you that whenever one of us weren't playing in Denver, we were at the other one's game. One night, men's tennis came immediately after their match, and yes, the stadium was already packed, but they were the loudest in the stadium. And that was pretty cool to be on the field and say we have more than just our families in the stands cheering for us. The camaraderie between athletes, coaches, and athletic training staff and athletic administration was second to none. We knew each and every person on a personal level. This compassion and care embodied by the whole athletic department smoothed the transition process, whether we were moving from a couple counties over an entirely different state, a couple hours away, or from an entirely different country. Lena said that it was best that even though now our careers have or may take us away from Armstrong, we know we can still count on our coaches, teammates, and athletic administrators no matter how far life takes us from Armstrong. We got the best of both worlds while we were Armstrong student athletes, and that's why we can proudly say we are all and always will be Armstrong Pirates. Go Pirates. Thank you.
these coaches left such an indelible mark on the lives of their student athletes that it's etched in their memories and etched in their soul and who they are. So the coaches who are going to be honored and inducted tonight, I will call out by name, and I would like to do something a little different. I would like for the coaches, as I call you up, you'll receive your plaque from Dawn. I would like for all the coaches to stay on stage as we bring Marty up to make the final remarks. So with that said, please come forward as I call your name, coaches who are being inducted. Michael Butler, men's and women's golf.
How do I coach?
Will Condon, volleyball. Stay up there. Just stay. Just stay up there. Simon Earnshaw, men's and women's tennis. Eric Faulkner, women's soccer. Haven't seen him on campus in a while, but Griff Mills, men's basketball. Griff? Alan Siegel, volleyball. This man could also hit a golf ball in his heyday. Is it still true? All right, give me a thumbs up. No, he doesn't own a jacket either. We do know that. And finally, who will also bring remarks on behalf of the coaches, Marty McDaniel, softball. It's good to have you back, Marty.
Are y'all standing up here the whole time? Because this is going to be a long one. It's a road. Okay. For y'all over 40, you understand. For you over 50, you really understand. I got to get these things out. So, and also, if you see how big this font is, it's pretty good size. Okay. I didn't know y'all were going to stand there. I'd had you talk. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the inductees in the last class of Armstrong. And it is a very special night. It is truly an honor to be here today to represent Griff, Alan, Simon, Will, Michael, Eric, and myself. First of all, we want to thank God for blessing all of us. We would like to thank our parents for all the support they've given us throughout the years. And I know some of them are looking down on us today. We'd like to thank Lisa and the committee for putting this event together. This is a very special night for all of us. I'm going to thank a lot of people, so y'all get ready. I'm sorry, but when you got 8 people, you got to think. You sure y'all want to stay up here? All right. First of all, Griff would like to thank his wife, Tybee, and their daughters, Maddie, Gracie, and Olivia. Michael would like to thank his wife, Whitney, and their kids, Christopher and James. Eric would like to thank his wife, Ginger, and sons, Zachary and Ethan. And also one more note. This is Eric and his wife, Ginger's 21st anniversary. Can we give them a hand? Simon would like to thank his wife, Nicole, his daughters, Abigail, Ella, sons, Luke and Leighton. Will would like to thank his wife, Leslie, his mom, M.J. Garrison, Dad, Darrell Garrison, Aunt Millie Oberlander, and daughter, Ella. And I would like to thank my wife, Kelly, and my daughter, Lindsay Jo. I met Kelly, the love of my life, here at Armstrong. She was coaching volleyball with Alan. He drove her so crazy that she'd always come into my office to vent. So, thanks again, Alan. No, on a serious note, we really want to... Sorry, Alan. We really want to say how much we appreciate our wives for all their support and all the time we spend away from our team and our families. We put our trust in them to raise our kids the right way. A coach once told me it takes a special person to be married to a coach. These ladies are very special people. Their names should be included on these plaques also. You can give them a hand, please. We also want to thank our many kids for allowing us to spend more time with our teams than we do them. And we appreciate them. I want to say something about these coaches up here that I work with. I want to thank Griff, Alan, Simon, Michael, Coach Roberts, and Calvin, Jeff Burkhammer, Andreas Koth, Roger Hodge, and Lynn Jarrett. We as coaches want to live up to standards of the athletic department, and these coaches made me a better coach. I didn't want to be at the bottom of the barrel, so I had to work really hard to be at the top. They all had great programs, and like I said, made me work harder. Eric started the programs, and Will took over volleyball. I did not get a chance to coach with them, but as you can tell, they did well, and thanks to them. I also would like to thank Ted Evans, whom I've known for over 35 years and have played against on the field, and for fulfilling my dream for taking softball to the College World Series many times. We were in regionals, and I'd always check and see how well Armstrong was doing, and very proud of that program and where it was going. Here are some unbelievable accolades for all of us during our tenure at Armstrong. Peach Belt Coach of the Year 29 times. Peach Belt All-Conference 160 athletes. Peach Belt Players of the Year 16. I'll get to him in just a second. All-Americans 170. All-Academic Teams 15. NCAA appearances 66, probably more than that. NCAA Elite 8, one time. NCAA runner-up, one time for golf and 6 times for tennis. Now all right, Simon. 9 national championships. All men, yes. All men and women's tennis. To put that in perspective, our great coach at Tennessee, Pat Summitt, won 8, and Simon has won 9. So congratulations, Simon. Wow, what an era in Division II and in the Peach Belt Conference, who is no doubt the toughest conference in the NCAA too. Also, there's some others we want to thank. We want to thank the University presidents during our tenure. The late Dr. Robert Burnett, Dr. Frank Butler, Dr. Thomas Jones, Dr. Linda Blaken. We'd like to thank you. We'd also like to thank these 2 athletic directors that hired us. One is the late Dr. Roger Council for hiring Griff Mills. And the other one is Eddie Ansbacher, who hired the rest of us. Eddie was a great athletic director. We didn't have a budget, as long as we didn't overspend. He let us do the job we were hired to do, and he made it work. He took a chance on Eric, Michael, and me to start our respective programs, and we were deeply indebted, and he gave the others the opportunity to build on their careers, and we appreciate you, Eddie. Thank you very much. We would also like to thank Vicki Harrell and Diane Lane. Diane Lane, who we all know ran the athletic department. It wasn't Eddie, it was Diane. She knew everything there. We would also like to thank the following people from the Armstrong family. Dr. Anderson, who has seen it all and done it all. Dr. Laracy, Dr. Will Lynch, Bill Kelso, Lynn Roberts, Charlie Parrish, Miss Mullinax, Dr. Heiser, Jill Bell, B.J. Ford, Kim West, Stan Simpson, Randy and Nancy Rance. A special thanks for you for all your support, as well as the late Dr. Leary Bell and George Bedwell. The athletic trainers, strength, and medical personnel who kept our athletes healthy. Dr. Wheeler, William Buckley, Mylene Benito Ray, Daniel Heinley, Doug Andrews, Director of Athletic Rehab, Ken Tessier, sorry, here we go. Wait till I get to the next names. And Henry Myers. Thank you very much for all the support that you gave us, keeping the athletes healthy and able to compete on the field. Now we're going, sorry. I figure y'all trying to hurry, but I can slow down. Okay, now I'm going to go into the assistant coaches. Now, I apologize if I butcher some of these names, but we'll see. For men's basketball with Griff, Jeff Coleman, Scott Groinger, Scott Scheffler, Greg Ray, Steve Ray, Phil Kahn, Del Mock, John Merhafka, and Wendell Staten. You can give them a round of applause. Volleyball for Allen, Kelly McDaniel. Hey. Jen Michael, Jen Holste, Janelle Torres. For Will, actually, Jen played double duty with Alan and Will. Lauren Hell, Allie Abergast, Danielle Gotham, Ho Fee Han, Jessica Santilio. For tennis, Dan Oakes, Natalie Alec, I should get time to do this, Natalia Alakova, Sophie Elwood, David Secker, Yulia Sherrod. Right, maybe? Correct. All right, hey, Chad, doing okay? Where's Chad at? All right, for golf, Alyssa Sweeney, Vaughn Schenfeld, Ben Lone, Aaron Elrod, Jenna Wiley. For soccer, Allison Clark, Leanna Woodworth, Callie Ratton. Ralton, sorry. Hey, Chad missed one. All right. For softball, I'll get these right. Softball, Eric Grider, Marcy Torceau, Maria Wynn, Leslie Messina, and Ansley Pascal. And according to Simon, Allen, because he was everyone's assistant coach. So give Allen a hand. We want to thank Chad Jackson for all the hard work in keeping everyone informed. For all the hard work in keeping everyone informed on all the Armstrong sport teams and players and meeting all the demands of all of our sports every season. I'm fortunate to be at Tennessee. We have a zillion SIDs, and he's a one-man show, and I know how hard he works. And please give a hand to Chad, and congratulations on being inducted. When I asked everyone who they wanted to thank, this person's name came up. He is one of the most important members of the Armstrong family. Walter Pollard, will you please stand? We all loved Walter. He drove us to our games, and we trusted him with our most precious cargo, our teams. We would leave and come back always safe. He loved the teams he drove and was their #1 fan. It is truly an honor to call you our friend. Again, thank you so much. All right, this is the last but surely not least. I would like all the athletes in the room who played for us coaches to please stand. You are the reason that Griff, Alan, Simon, Will, Michael, Eric, and I are in this Hall of Fame. If you have great players, then you will be great. We want to thank you and thank your parents for also trusting us with your kids. You're the reason we're here, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you, and we are truly honored to say that we always be part of the history here at Armstrong. They can't take that away, right? So we're always at Armstrong. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, hurry up. I got to close this thing out. All right. Give them a round of applause. So before I close this out this evening, I want to again thank you all for being here tonight. I would ask, after my comments, to please, all inductees, tonight's inductees, please come forward to the stage. Andre would like to do some group shots, and we're going to obviously post those online. All that being said, I made these remarks several weeks ago at an event in downtown Savannah when the Savannah Sports Club, through the Savannah Sports Council, honored Armstrong Pirate Athletics, pretty much a legacy award for the decades of impact that Pirate Athletics had on this community. I think those remarks bear repeating tonight as we leave each other for the final time as Armstrong State University. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 50 years of Pirate athletics, the final results are in. Historically, you've heard it already, 97 Peach Belt Conference champions, 148 NCAA national championship appearances, 302 All-Americans, 14 national champions over the last 6 years alone, 35 Peach Belt Conference titles, 43 NCAA D2 championship appearances, 86 All-Americans, 13 academic All-Americans, and department-wide over the last 6 years, student-athletes maintained a 3.0 grade point average in the classroom. Over the past 5 decades, the Armstrong student-athlete has exhibited excellence in their respective sport, but most notably also within the classroom. In the early days, most were local or regional kids, coming from high schools or junior colleges, some of them from Vietnam, hoping for an opportunity to play and to earn a degree. Throughout the years, they started coming from the entire state of Georgia, and then throughout the Southeast, throughout the country, and then, of course, internationally. Who were they? You've heard and seen many of them tonight. But they also included the names of folks like Williams, Berry, Mamalakis, Mason, Weeks, King, Henry, Brown, Tucker, Culberson, and Pittman, who were coached by the likes of those honored tonight and others like Roberts, Ford, Alexander, Hodge, Dean, Laracy. Led by athletic directors, 2 have been mentioned, Ansbacher and Sweeney, but also Sims. With unwavering support from presidents like Ashmore, Burnett, Jones, Blyken, who were guided by faculty reps and assistant ADs and staff like Brewer, Lynch, Rushton, Doc Anderson, and of course healed by talented physicians and medical staff like Spence Wheeler and Don Vakala. But here's the thing, and this is for all of you former student athletes here tonight, but also the thousands that you represent who aren't here. The final pitch, spike, three-pointer ace, eagle, goal, and double play was completed last spring. Perhaps the most important legacy of Pirate athletics is the thousands of student athletes who left Armstrong better people, prepared to serve others. You see, I choose to believe that the faculty who taught you, the coaches, administrators, and staff who led and mentored you, the team physicians and medical staff who took care of you, all left an indelible imprint on your character and helped each of you develop a tremendous capacity to lead, embrace change, and positively impact the organizations and businesses where you work and within the communities you serve and call home. If I may, will all the past inductees prior to tonight please stand? Prior inductees. Please stay standing. Will tonight's inductees please stand? And finally, if you in the audience were in any way over the past 50-plus years associated with Pirate athletics, a coach I may have missed, a student athlete, a volunteer, a donor, a statistician, a student team manager, a student of Armstrong, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing these outstanding men and women and the thousands just like them who are and forever will be Armstrong. Thank you. God bless you. Safe travels to you all and to wherever your journey takes you. Good night.